it like a crack at it. This is the TSR show. Got my boy Smurf. And Ant came through this week.
He finally showed up.
Showed up.
How was Capitol Hill?
No, I didn't go.
You didn't accept the invite?
No, I got the email, but I was like, nah, I don't want to go attend.
Well, we're back at it, people. And thank you again for joining us for another week of the TSR show. This is TSR Media, so let's get it cracking, lacking, boys. NFL playoffs again.
What we got?
We got to start it off with the Rams and the Packers. So I guess my question is Aaron Rodgers on a mission in this playoffs?
Okay, so yes, drafting that young quarterback behind him, I feel like it set him off to where.
Damn, I forgot about that. No.
It's. Can you imagine if they were to overdo that pick again, how much better that team would be, and invest that pick into someone who's going to be on the field? But as far as the game, he's on. You posed the question, right?
Yeah.
I think it lit a fire under his ass.
Yeah.
And he's on a mission. He made that number one defense basically look pedestrian. And I know Aaron Donald was hurt. He did play a big factor. They minimalized or they marginalized Devontae Adams. So they attacked the other corners with Lazard and MVS. He did overthrow a couple passes here and there.
You're talking about Rodgers?
Rodgers.
Right.
But Rodgers is on a mission. Yes, that was a good win.
Yeah, it was a really good win for him. I totally forgot about that drafting of that quarterback. I remember that. And they made a big old controversy. Yeah, so I think it did. You're right. It did light a fire under his ass and got it done. It was a good game. I think Aaron Donald's injury was worse than we thought. I think he was struggling with that cold air, breathing it in with the rib injuries and all that stuff. So it was sad seeing him cry at the end. So you could tell, like you said it earlier, he plays because he loves the game, not because he's getting paid to play the game. And that's what just showed his heart where it's at. And stuff like that.
It's different.
So, other than that, definitely Aaron Rodgers on a mission to try to win another Super Bowl. Hopefully. I'm rooting for him, though.
With Aaron Rodgers, he just played out of his mind yesterday. And also, though, he seemed very calm, collective throughout the whole game. Seemed, nothing was really bothering him. Nothing was getting even. They tried to apply some pressure, almost got home a few times. There was times where I was like, oh, that's a sack, or they're going to bat it down. All of a sudden, I see the ball going for 20, 30 yards. His running game really came through for him with Jamal Williams. He ran tough. That whole running back group, actually, Aaron Jones, they all did their part in making it so much easier for him. And they really just neutralized that number one defense yesterday. They did what they wanted to do. Yeah,
as far as that Devontae Adams matchup with Jalen Ramsey, I would say so. Devontae Adams did score a touchdown, but it was more of a schematic touchdown, if that makes sense. Technically, it was on Jalen Ramsey. The way I would equate it is to the NBA, where if you go ISO against your defender, take him off the dribble. That's what we wanted to see. On that specific play in the end zone. But what really happened was the NBA player or the ball handler at this point had a screener, and that's how he got past his defender. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. That's what happened with Devontae Adams when he got that touchdown, because he was on the left side, and then he motioned all the way to the right where Jalen Ramsey got stuck. That's how he got that touchdown. He did shake and bake him off the line for another play, but for the most part, he was neutralized. Devontae Adams was neutralized. He didn't go over a buck. So that's why they started using their second and third receivers to attack the Rams' defense. But as far as the game, the difference maker to me was not the Rams' pass rush. It was the Packers pass rush. Mm-hmm. To me, that was the difference maker. Jair Alexander, shout out to Jair Alexander. He shut down his side. Whoever he covered, quarterback for the Packers. Shut down. I think he allowed like -3 yards the whole game.
Damn.
So that's going to be another matchup to look at with Jair Alexander, and will it be Antonio Brown or Mike Evans? I don't think it'll be a Godwin, because Godwin is more in the slot, but that's my takeaway.
That's a good one, man. I just think from what I saw. Okay. So this is I read this and I seen this and I said that the Rams is built around Jalen Ramsey and what's the name, Aaron Donald, right?
Uh-huh.
When one of them's not working 100% or running 100%, they don't got nobody else to lean on, because Aaron Donald is your pass rush. He causes a lot of trouble in there, and that's where Jalen Ramsey actually did his job really pretty well. But when they don't have that pass rush going to the quarterback to give him more time to try to get picks and cover better, that's when you see, yeah. That means I see that situation where the defense kind of breaks down. Plus, like he said, it was kind of crazy how the defense looked for the Green Bay. It was pretty impressive.
Right.
Yeah.
What from the Rams standpoint, when you only have 8 first downs and you go 0 for 3 on third downs in the first half, that's not what the Rams do. And I think what really threw them off was on their first drive, they get down to a 4th and 1. You're playing aggressive. You're on your side of the field. You're in the red zone. You're I think it was the 14th yard line.
Right.
And you get down there. McVay doesn't have a play, should have a play ready. It's not ready. Time runs out, calls the timeout. They spend that time and they come back, get a false start, and it's like a 4th and 6, 4th and 7 at that point.
Right.
I think that just kind of really threw off the tempo and what they really wanted to do. And the defense was just getting ran on. Packers literally ran their offense with no pressure against it, no resistance, and they were the better team yesterday.
Yeah. I mean,
definitely was.
If you're Aaron Rodgers, it feels good to have a great running game.
Yeah.
What else we got?
So the next one, we got the Ravens and the Bills.
Okay, Ravens and the Bills.
So let's just say this: Lamar Jackson did come out of the game with a concussion in the third quarter, so he was not there for the rest of the game. But they still go down and only put up 3 points the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question is Lamar the answer to get you to a Super Bowl?
Okay. You know the saying when they say a quarterback is being wasted, their prime is being wasted by their defense. Usually they have a good quarterback, like most of Drew Brees' career, and they have a shitty ass defense.
Right.
On the best show on turf.
Yeah, they say, oh, they're wasting his prime years for the quarterback because the defense is so bad, they can't do anything.
Right.
This is the other way around. I think that defense, their prime and their run is being wasted by the quarterback play. That's how I feel about it. Lamar Jackson now falls to 1-3 in the playoffs. Like I said, they bring up these stats about Lamar Jackson. He's completed this many touchdowns from the pocket, X, Y, and Z. But you know what? Those are a lot of empty calorie stats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of Bengals, a lot of, these mediocre teams like the Browns at one point. And I'm going to say it. He's going to end up like Cam Newton. Yes, he's very good athletically.
We've never denied that.
Yes.
No, we never did.
Yes.
I call him the Giannis Antetokounmpo of the NFL.
Right.
All athleticism, but where is your jump shot? Show me you can throw.
Inaccurately.
Show me you could consistently squeeze that ball in a tight window.
Dimes.
A lot of passes to the fullback Ricard. A lot of passes to the running back. A lot of show me you could consistently, not here and there, throw your receiver open, throw through a tight window, Show me you could do that. And I'm sorry, but I know it's the non-popular take, but Lamar hasn't proven to us that he can throw and carry a team. You know, there was a play. It was right under the 4-minute mark in the first half where Lamar missed a wide open tight end. It's throws like that. It's simple throws like that where it's like
You get
a lot of people don't talk about it much.
Yeah.
What you got?
Okay, so we got two. We'll go into the Kansas City one, but we got two quarterbacks that went out. Both the concussions. And if you see like the difference in plays is he uses his feet. He's a pass second, run first. Your first read doesn't show and he wants to run automatically. And I think that's what we've all said, and that people are picking up on this stuff, and it's easy to shut him down. And now that he's getting concussions, yeah, it's easy to do when you're doing it because he is a great athlete, you know? But the minute you start getting injuries and stuff like that, I think this is his first injury type thing.
Yeah.
Then now he's going to go, wow, I can't be doing that. I need to learn how to be a pocket passer. I need to know how to throw this ball better.
That wasn't really his fault.
It wasn't his fault, but that you got to learn from those situations as an athlete, as a professional athlete, because you don't want to live. What do you want to be? Do you want to be Joe Montana or do you want to be RG3?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, he'd never be. He wish he was Joe Montana.
Huh?
He wish he was Joe Montana.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like longevity, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Take care of your body. Don't get injured. Don't put your body at risk. He does that every time he freaking runs, bro. And he doesn't even understand that he's doing that.
Right.
And all he is an open target for everybody, but he hasn't really got his ass laid out yet. So, but once it does, it's gonna be bad.
I think, you know, what do we see? What are the quarterbacks that we're seeing in the playoffs just that keep winning and do it in such great fashion?
They all can throw from the pocket.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so you look at a Lamar Jackson. We've never denied his skill set. We never denied his talent. But we're just saying that when the time gets rough, when it's a game that I need to win and I need to rely on your ability up here and to throw me out of a hole, I don't know if Lamar is the guy to do that. And he's kind of proven that. Like I said, we started off by saying that, hey, he went out with the concussion. Hopefully he's all right. But still, in that game, he didn't have like that major impact that you saw even 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the Ravens were blowing everybody out. They could not stop anything that they were doing. And the defense was barely starting to get good. Mm-hmm. So that's why we thought the Ravens were going to be this juggernaut leading in and having more years. And now you see the defense coming up, and now the quarterback play is starting to be stagnant. You know, it's being predictable. We know what you're going to do. We know what you're trying to do. You might get a few plays here and there, but you're not going to control us throughout the whole game. And I think that's what you're kind of seeing. And maybe Lamar taking this offseason can improve on that, but we said that last year. Oh, he's going to improve in the pocket. He's going to improve as a passer. Kind of not really.
And learn how to read defenses, bro. Like, I'm not the smartest at that either. But like, if I got paid to do it, wouldn't I be in the film room learning all these defenses? Oh, he's going to drop down. This is a cover 3. This is this is that. How come he's not spending that time in the film room watching all this stuff? That's why I said these are professional athletes. They get paid millions of dollars to do this. So when we put them out like this, it's because the scrutiny should be there because you should be doing your job right.
Right.
I want to read you guys a quote from Hollywood Brown. He says, whenever you're the number one rushing offense and 30-something passing, that's not right. That's not balanced. We have to find a way to balance our game. It sounds like a subtle shot to
Brown's been doing that all year, though. Remember, he called Lamar, him out earlier in the season.
It's either to Lamar or to the offensive coordinator. A lot of people on Twitter are saying, complaining about how the Ravens need a number one receiver. You know, I knew it was going to come out that Lamar has no help. I want them to draft the best receiver in the league, and I bet you how much his stats are going to get diminished. But that's it. As far as the Bills, we did a lot. We did a lot. Talk about we talking about the loser right now.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about more on the Bills when we look forward to the next game. But what other game you got?
Well, now we're gonna go with the Browns and the Chiefs this morning's game.
Oh yeah.
The question here is, and it's funny because we're all talking about the losers of these games. Did the Browns miss their opportunity in this game?
Yes, they did. They had when Patrick Mahomes went down with that concussion, it was there for the taking. It was there for the taking. And I told you guys, I was like, I don't want to see the Chiefs lose like this. For them to lose like that, I didn't want that. But coaching at the end of the day, decision making, game management ruined the Browns. Punting with one timeout left don't make no sense. Making that challenge, remember that challenge that he made? Why are you challenging that?
Yep.
You're challenging the wrong play. And then they take a timeout. They burn a timeout. And what do they do out of that timeout? A run play.
A run play.
That doesn't work. But yeah, the Browns at the end of the day, Stefanski, he cost him this game. As far as the Chiefs, they're the greatest. To me, they're the greatest counter team. Now, what I mean by the greatest counter team, when you stop them here, they are already a step ahead and know what they're going to counter with that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Kind of like a Mayweather where
you know where you're going.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're one step ahead of you. You're playing on offense.
Yeah.
On offense.
They're playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then we'll talk about that fumble, that touchback rule. But go ahead.
Anyway, so I have.
I don't mind that call.
Yeah. I had already hear this freaking argument. But I gotta say this. Okay, this is my opinion on it, and we got Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson coming out of the first round, right?
Yeah.
How come these guys have running teams and built for the running? They gave up the run right away because their possessions were low in the first beginning of the game, right? Mm-hmm. They're a good running team. Like the Ravens are a good running team. Why are they drafting these players then? If they're supposed to be quarterbacks and they're supposed to throw the ball, then why are we drafting them in the first round? Get them in the second. If you know this, then why are we doing it? Because they abandoned the run with the Browns, and it really messed up their game in the first quarter, first half. That was my opinion. Why did they start throwing the ball so much? Well, obviously.
Why did they start throwing the ball so much, or why they didn't?
Why they did.
Oh.
They abandoned the run game quick because in the first half, Kansas City owned the time of possession. Owned it. Mm-hmm. But instead of doing the same thing, they were trying to throw themselves into this game. You're not built for that.
Well, you
do what comes to you. And that's what I'm saying. If you built like a running team, do what you're good at. You're not going to throw your way out of it. And that's how I think they got a blessing with him going down, and they didn't capitalize it because that was the only way they were going to win. And they blew it. They just went away from the game plan.
Heck.
Yeah, the Browns definitely blew it. It looked to be almost a blowout early in the game, the first half. Like he did say, they did abandon the run game. The Browns had only had 3 possessions. But this is what it comes down to is the reason they blew it is because even though they got owned in time of possession in the first half, not only did they lose Patrick Mahomes for the rest of the game, but at the end of the game, the time of possession was 30 minutes and 37 seconds for the Kansas City Chiefs and 29 minutes and 23 seconds for the Browns. So it almost evened up to 1-1. But what did the Browns do as soon as Mahomes went out? Or the Browns defense was still letting them run the ball. They were running the ball. You know they're going to run the ball. They're gonna just try and chew the clock. They're not trying to get you back in. And credit to Henny. Towards the end of the game, he made some good throws.
Clutch
he
throws,
made and he made that clutch 3rd and 14th run.
Yeah.
Okay, that was him making the plays he should have made. But in the beginning, dude, he went out in the 3rd, bro. You had a whole quarter and a half, and you were only down 10. And you know they're gonna run the ball. Stop letting them get 5, 7, 8 chunks on each run and getting those first downs. And that's where they missed their opportunity. It wasn't because they got shellacked on time of possession in the first half. It wasn't because they gave up the run easy and started passing the ball. That had nothing to do with it. Because the Chiefs' defensive line, they were putting pressure on Baker and they were stopping the run. That's what makes them successful, is stopping the run. They did that first. They own Nick Chubb and they own Hunt. But where they blew it is that Browns defense. That's where you needed to step up, and you should have stopped those runs. You make one stop, it's a different ball game. So one possession, literally you're down 3 with 11 minutes in the 4th to go, and that game would have went either way. Plus they're missing Mahomes.
So to me, where they missed, okay, so they got an interception on Henny.
Yes.
They got the ball back. I think Stefanski was the one who blew it.
Right.
Putting it back in the defense couldn't hold their end of the bargain, but it was one of those things where Stefanski punted and put it in the defense's hands when he should have stayed aggressive, like a Coach Andy Reid, who's got the biggest balls in the NFL. Because I love that he went for it on 4th down and he said, I'm not gonna end this season with my defense. My offense is gonna get it to me. And I knew that play was coming. I told y'all that 4th down play rollout to the right was coming. I knew it was coming, and I told y'all. Stefanski blew it. You can't be punting the ball away.
They didn't capitalize on the turnover. That's what happened.
But that's right. That's the root of everything. Yes, we'll blame the defense for not getting the offense the ball back. And to your point about why are they not running the ball, going to, drafting a team, blah, 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 blah. That has nothing to do with it. They fell down so much behind that they had no choice but to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying?
But they weren't down that much in the first half, though. It was a decently close game.
It was like 13-3 when they started just trying to throw the ball.
It was 16-3. It was 16 or 19-3.
It was 16-3.
16-3. It was 16-3.
Yeah, that's not bad. You're still in the game. It's a 2-possession game. Why are you
that
throwing...
ain't the Browns Steelers 28-0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Don't abandon your what you're good at. That's what I'm saying. Don't abandon what you're good at.
But Baker Mayfield was playing good. He was having a good game. At some point you and that's surprisingly for us to say that, but
he's not the reason they lost.
He's not the reason they lost at all.
I want to talk about this. How was that not helmet to helmet on that touchback? The Browns had so many opportunities, and how was that not a targeting helmet to helmet? So here's what I want to say. I think they should change that rule. We'll just get 2 more minutes. I think they should change that rule into where if you fumble into the end zone, just give it to them at where they fumbled. It's such a stupid rule.
Or even the 20 wouldn't be bad.
Whatever. It's just a dumbass
Well, that's
rule.
the rule, right? The touchback?
That is the rule.
Yes.
That's the rule.
If you fumble
Literally,
out-
that's the rule. But I'm saying they change rules every year, like they changed the tuck rule. And then on the other part, when you go into review a play, this is the other part. When you go into review a play, I feel like if you find something egregious in that play, it wasn't be called out.
It wasn't
so for
egregious,
example,
though.
Okay.
What was you supposed to do? Just let him score?
If you make a foul or a flag in the play and you find out in replay when you're going over a specific play that they're going over, they should call it.
But they don't go over the play, they go over the call.
Okay. I'm gonna finish my statement. Okay. Then you can talk.
Yeah,
then he can talk.
Yeah, all right.
So that's one of the things I think they should change. is the whole touchback rule. And then how do you feel about what I just said about if you find a flag or a penalty in a replay you're watching?
Okay, so the touchback rule, I will definitely agree with you. That needs to change.
As a Raider fan.
I looked at him right away and I said, Derek Carr has done this shit twice. Like twice. You know what I mean? So my heart broke. I was like, poor team. You know what I mean? Like, that's a tough one. But here's the thing. They are not identifying a play. They are identifying a call. So the call on the field was that it was a touchback. You can't overlook the whole play and say, hey, there was a foul, there was this, there was that. No, it doesn't work that way. So I don't think it should be reviewable. Plus, this is a man's game. What was he supposed to do? Should let him stick his arm out and go, hey, touchdown, bro? You got to make contact somehow to try to break up that ball.
Heck.
I mean, you guys both said a lot. I like the touchback rule. I've been on the winning shtick of that one, so I don't mind that one. That one to me is it's just one of those things. You lose it, it fumbles out, because that'd be kind of whack. It's like, oh yeah, it went out. Just give it back to him on the 1 yard line. Like, nah, no, you caused that to happen. You know what I mean? You hit me, you rear-ended me, but you want me to pay for the damage. No.
He didn't rear-end him.
No. What I'm just saying, like, as far as an analogy of that play, is don't give them a second chance because they messed up. On changing the play, I'm a little. I agree. Not agree. I see what you're talking about. Okay, and to put it in plain terms, let's say you have a DB and a receiver, right? And a flag gets thrown for offensive pass interference because the receiver pushed off. He extended his arm. But in that same replay, you see the DB grabbing his jersey and tugging his jersey from the back. So he had no reason to push off or extend other than this guy's holding me back.
Okay, put it in a sense, which I know where you're going, but
right.
That's not a rule.
No.
But offensive pass interference is not a rule. Put it in the context of a rule, a fumble, a scoring drive, something like that.
Can I say something? Okay.
Because you're making up a rule. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
Pass interference don't exist on replay.
Okay. Put it to you like this. A fumble happens, right?
Yeah.
A fumble. The Ravens are playing the Colts.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is running with the ball. He fumbles it. Colts recover, right?
Yeah.
But they're looking at the replay to see if actually the Colts recover. Now the Colts recover, right? Right? But in that play, he got face masked that they didn't call it that caused the fumble. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if they're going into the replay to see if the Colts recover, right? Boom, they recover. But you find out, oh, that's how he fumbled, but they didn't call it in real time. But they go on replay.
But how does it doesn't make sense. You have to go back to find the possession of the ball. You're not going to go through the whole freaking thing to see where the ball, you're going to go where the ball came loose, boom. Who recovered it? Boom. There it is. Colts got it. We're going to go on to the next play, guys.
Whenever you watch a replay, you see how the ball is coming out.
Yeah. But they're not going from
they didn't face mask him, then he ran
but
and
they're
then
not going from the initial play where he goes,
you get what I'm saying, right?
Hike.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but they're not going from the point where he says hike. They're going from the time where the ball came out.
Within that play.
Yes.
That's what it, okay, yes. Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
I'm all for it. He's not, and I don't know.
I haven't really chosen a side.
Change the freaking touchback rule, and I could say that's cool, but not this micromanaging every freaking play.
No, that's not going to happen. Play. Yeah. I didn't say every play.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what it'll turn into. It'll turn into micro. Mm-hmm. Oh, the guy was holding on the opposite side of the field. This play, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't exist.
No. I didn't say that. Anyways, go ahead.
We'll get back to that one later. We got to move on. There's people, especially Bucs fans, that are watching this right now, and they're like, "When are you guys gonna talk about the tremendous win today, causing Drew Brees' retirement, as we heard.
I don't think it caused his retirement.
I know. I'm just trying to add. I'm trying to spice it up.
For the heat, though, bro. I was all sorry for him.
Yeah, you're gonna offend some Saints fans out there.
I'm just saying. But how did Drew Brees look in his last game? I was gonna say. How did Drew Brees look in his last game with the Saints?
He didn't look good. He hasn't looked good all year. I've been saying it. I've been calling for Jameis. You know.
Crab
he
legs?
threw the tuck.
Yeah,
Jameis threw the tuck.
He had the only touchdown pass. Jesus,
you can't win a game with 4 turnovers, and he had a couple miscommunication interceptions. You know what I'm saying? They're not fully on Breeze,
but he takes responsibility though.
Yeah, this is his last game. I knew this was over when the I knew he was on the decline. When the historically bad Raiders defense looked good against Drew Brees, earlier in the year,
first game of the year,
was it?
Very first game. I still have a bet that I have to freaking settle with somebody.
It was the second game of the year. They played the Panthers.
It was the second game. Yeah, it was the second.
Yeah. I think that go moving forward, the Saints. I'm pretty sure they're in salary cap hell.
No, really?
Yeah, they're in salary cap hell. I mean, look at. I don't know what they're gonna do at quarterback. Do they go get a Deshaun Watson? Do they go with famous Jameis? No idea. But as far as the Bucks look good. That it was more of a defensive game. Even though it was 20-30. Yeah, Drew Brees is done. Like it felt like it was yesterday. He was just getting signed by the Saints, you know, and the Hurricane Katrina, all that, and his run is over. His run is done. But shout out to the Bucks. They played good. You know, Bruce Arians looks like he's carrying a what do you call it? The tank, oxygen tank around his his shoulder. And Mike Evans got for the most part, he got shut down. But again, he did beat him on that touchdown pass against Lattimore. But yeah.
It was sad. It was like watching a guy decline, especially turning the ball over that many times.
Anthony cried.
I didn't cry.
You shed a few tears.
No, I got a little down because I saw him like do stuff.
It's like he was watching Selena for the first time.
And he did the freaking, like, he turned around, he looked like, hey, gave his helmet a kiss, and I was like, this is really his last. This is gonna be his last game. Yeah.
You shed a tear, bro. We saw you.
I honestly went like, Drew Brees has been. That's the first guy I've ever seen live.
It's like you were watching a Disney movie.
I saw him play the Broncos one time, and he was amazing, bro. Shortest guy I've ever seen. Played his butt off, killed it. You know what I mean? But definitely Tampa looks pretty good. It's gonna be a good game coming up. I think so.
Yeah.
Evans. I've always liked him since he played with Texas A&M. Been a big fan.
With Johnny Manziel?
Yeah, he was really good. Tom Brady looks a little frustrated sometimes at some points. I think he's still getting used to the whole new situation. If you notice, kind of gets frustrated a little quicker than he did in New England. But other than that, I think it was a good game, man. It's sad. It's sad watching somebody. Because Drew Brees, I think he thought, I'm going to the Super Bowl this year. I'm going to win it.
The thing is, Brees, okay, I'll give him, I might let him slide on one of the interceptions, but he threw for 3.
He threw that many?
Yeah, he threw 3 with one tug. It was a defensive game. The Bucks started off a little slow.
Yeah.
Especially offensively. I don't understand why you have Leonard Fournette in there more than a Jones. I guess it did come out that he's still kind of suffering a quad injury.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something that is just lingering, and they're just kind of trying to limit it.
Well, when he ran that run, and there was a flag.
Yeah, it was a 44-yarder.
You noticed he was kind of like
limping.
It was not limping, more like just babysitting something. Like where he didn't want something bad to happen.
He wasn't putting the weight on it.
Yeah, he was kind of just like, hey, I don't want to hurt. I don't want this feeling to come back yet.
I think the Saints, though, in this game, you see how bad, honestly, Breeze was playing. To me, in that point in time, I don't know if it was out of respect, but it seemed like Sean Payton could have maybe tried something new to try to win that game. I think by middle, even early on in the third quarter, you try either a famous Jameis or put Taysom in for a couple drives and try to go and win that game. It was not out of your reach yet in the third to where you could have added a spark, and that's what you needed was a spark. Both quarterbacks did not play well throughout the whole game. Let's be honest. So to me, if you would have, Brady was just being more methodical in a sense, whereas Breeze did look flustered and frustrated with himself. I think he was pressing too hard, but also you could have tried to go out and win that game in a Sean Payton and the New Orleans Saints by taking him out of that game.
Well, they usually have like these gadget plays with Hill, and they did one with Jameis Winston. They didn't have a lot of that this time.
And that's kind of what I'm getting to is like, did they already know? Did Breeze already say, look, win or lose, this is my last season? But at the same time, was that out of respect for him? Where Sean Payton's like, I can't take him out. And what if we lose? And I took him out of that game. And I get the feeling behind that. You know, I see the empathy for him. But, dude, he was playing like garbage in a playoff game. And it could have been won.
Yeah. It was always there. There was never a blowout. It was never like to think, oh, this game is over. You know what I mean? It was the turnovers that really got him. Go for it.
Yeah, so when Michael Thomas, you know, he had no catches, basically got eliminated out of the game. Mm-hmm. Devin White, though, that's a player that, you know, the Raiders should have got, and they got Cleveland Farrell instead. But he's a problem to be, you know, reckoned with.
Michael Thomas was with the Goose Eggs today.
Yeah, he was. Drew Brees, you know, you can't be averaging 3.9 a pop. You know, passing. You just can't. And that's like horrible.
Yeah. Poor guy.
All right. So that's all the games, right?
Yeah.
I got some feelings about that.
Okay, so moving forward. Let me pull them up real quick.
Look ahead.
So we've got
Green Bay, Tampa.
We've got Green Bay and Tampa Bay.
Bills and KC.
Green Bay is favored by, what was it, 4.5?
3.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Green Bay is favored by 3.5.
Yeah.
I even got closer. I said 3.
It was originally, it opened at 4.5.
It opened at 4.5.
No, I see 3.5 here. Okay, so what's our early? Are we gonna
do both games or just one at a time?
One at a time. Yeah, keep it structured.
I keep yawning.
I just want to.
I'm trying to hide that.
I want to go into like Super Bowl mode because I'm like pumped up for it.
Well, that camera's catching you.
I know. That's why I'm like trying to look down.
I've been burping like crazy too, so sorry, my bad.
Okay, so what's up?
So Green Bay's here. I definitely would take Green Bay with the favorite. And I'm just saying my betting mind to be greedy. I bet the under on it.
But what's your like outlook on the game? Like not just a betting perspective.
If Tom Brady plays like he played today, this is gonna clearly be. And Aaron Rodgers plays the way he did yesterday, this is gonna be a blowout game.
Okay.
Yeah. So that defense needs to stop Aaron Rodgers. You got to put a stop to it. His Vontae Adams, you got to cover him pretty good. But the thing is, little sleeper thing here. You said it. That defense the Green Bay defense needs to play the way they did against the Rams. pressure on the quarterback, keep that pressure to keep them stifled, so they have no time to get rid of the ball.
Earlier in the season, you saw a blowout win by the Bucs against the Green Bay. That's not going to bode well with Aaron Rodgers. This game, I think, is almost it's like a setup game for the Bucs, in my opinion. I think Green Bay is just going to go in. The way Green Bay looks now and the way they looked yesterday, they're the one team. Actually, them and the Chiefs. That offense steps on the field, they get to run whatever they want to run. They're going to execute it very well, and it's almost a guarantee that they're going to score 6 every time that offense steps on that field. So it's a matter of Tampa Bay limiting Aaron Rodgers, and trying to keep him off the field. But I just don't see that happening with the way that they run that offense. And honestly, if the Green Bay line plays like they did yesterday, putting that pressure, what's one thing that we've always known and seen about Tom Brady is if you disrupt his timing, you disrupt everything. Yep. Brady is very all about timing. You need to be in this spot in this moment. That's when I'm letting it go. And if you disrupt that, Brady gets flustered, gets frustrated, and he starts to go down because he don't take sacks.
Yeah.
He just goes down.
Or throw the ball away.
Yeah, or he'll try and throw the ball away. Green Bay, I just think they're in the driver's seat right now. You're playing in Lambeau. Doesn't help that Brady's a cold weather guy, you know. Maybe this offseason in Florida kind of changed a little bit of that. I doubt it. But they know that Green Bay also knows not to take them lightly. This is playoff Brady. This is and Tampa's defense didn't start strong, but they finished strong. They finished strong. They started to get their legs right up under them, especially in the second half, and they just really disrupted everything that New Orleans was trying to do. So they got to kind of go in with that same mindset. But Aaron Rodgers he's playing at a high level right now, man. It's hard to bet up against him.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the numbers right now. So they scored 32 today. Before that game, they scored 35, 40, 24. That was against the Panthers. 31, 30, 41, 31. So I feel like right now they're
the Bucs.
No, the Packers.
Oh yeah, the Packers.
They're
I don't remember the Bucs putting up like that much in these past 2 weeks.
They're peaking.
Yes.
But here's going to be the interesting matchup to me. I don't even think it's going to be Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I think it's going to be the running game of the Packers, which is great, against the running defense of the Bucs, because they are stingy. To me, that's going to be the difference maker. If the Packers can establish a run, it's over. It's over. I have more confidence in Aaron Rodgers at this point of his career than Tom Brady. Right. If they can't establish the run, then the Packers they can't be so one-dimensional. They gotta be balanced out. But at the same time, there's a chance that I don't know what it is about the Packers, but they seem like at times like that soft ass defense that just could be had.
You saw that a little bit in yesterday's game
against.
I mean, it almost seemed like Goff's thumb didn't really lose ability to throw the ball. Yeah. They were moving methodically down, to say the least, the Rams against the Packers. They just weren't finishing. And that was the deciding factor. Was Green Bay was driving the ball and they were finishing. They didn't have to punt it until the second half. Right. So one way or another, they were getting 3 or 6, most likely 6. But yeah, you're right. Throughout, the defense is we have confidence in Green Bay's offense. We just don't know if the defense is going to be as consistent week to week, and that was kind of the consensus throughout the whole season with the Green Bay Packers. All right, what about so you got Packers or Bucks?
I got Packers.
Oh, I got the Packers.
So we got Aaron Rodgers.
I'm saying it right here, right now. Packers and Chiefs Super Bowl, and I can't wait to watch that.
Okay, so I got the Packers. Speaking about the Chiefs, we got the Chiefs against the Bills.
Let's go.
Quick takeaways on that. He needs to wake himself up, right?
Right?
Where's all? I guess those bangs ain't working.
I know.
So
No, it did.
Early outlook on this game. Who wants to lead off?
Go ahead.
You might think I'm crazy, but I got the Bills on this one. I do got the Bills on this one.
I want to look something.
Chiefs favored by 3.
Because they're going to be at home, right? So usually the spread's about 3 points for home, field advantage or whatever.
Automatically.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just something about Allen, man, that I really like. That defense is good. They just remind me of the 90s Bills. Blue collar, strong team. Like they're tough, they're gritty, they're dirty. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I like about them. You get a lot of show, you get a lot of fanciness with Kansas City. I have, I don't even know what matchup to talk about. I think it's going to be an offensive game. Whoever, the turnover battle is going to win it. It's my opinion, yeah. It's hard to talk about the Bills, bro, because...
Here. You want to go?
Go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if the Bills are going to win, they can't have 32 rushing yards like they did against the Ravens. That's one thing that the Ravens did good against the Bills. We didn't talk about the Bills. We talked about the Ravens a lot and Lamar Jackson, but Josh Allen had a pedestrian game. The offense only scored one. They only scored 1 touchdown. You know, Stephon Diggs basically was the one that put up numbers. To me, the matchup is going to be the Bills are really lousy against tight ends. Like, they suck. So if they could cover Travis Kelce, that will be the matchup I look forward to seeing too. Now, Mark Andrews didn't do good for the Ravens, but I blame that more on Lamar Jackson. You know, making that the emphasis matchup. Because Milano is the only guy that could cover for the Bills as far as the linebacker position. The Chiefs are going to win this. And it pains me to say that because I'm doing the hashtag anybody but the Chiefs, but I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm going to keep it 98 plus 2. You know, I got the Chiefs winning. Hopefully the Bills pull it off. You know, basically Vegas is looking at this like an even teams because they're basically 3 points is basically home field for home field advantage. So if they were playing in a neutral site, it'd be a pick 'em.
Yep.
So the other thing is Patrick Mahomes should be good off that concussion. It's going to be a good matchup, but the Bills can't be so one-sided, just passing. They got to balance themselves out.
Who won the matchup this year? Because I know they played the Bills.
Chiefs did.
Blowout?
I got to double check. You put me on the spot there.
No.
Heck, who you got?
What was the matchup? Who were you asking?
Bills
and
and Chiefs.
Yeah, Bills and Chiefs had already played this year because the Raiders played the Bills.
I don't think
So it was 26-17. Chiefs won.
See,
but what's your outlook on this game?
So you guys know how I feel about Josh Allen. I think he's made great leaps and improvement this year. Did have a lackluster performance yesterday. He was not the reason they won. The Bills defense really came through for them. But one thing that I will say is you've seen in the past 3 weeks, he alluded to it, their rushing attack is almost non-existent. And over these past 2 games, you have a Josh Allen as your leading rusher with 57 yards. So what the Chiefs did today to the Browns running attack really did shut them down for the most part of the game, for the first 2.5 quarters.
The Bills did to the Chiefs?
The Chiefs did to the Browns running game. So the Chiefs have a good enough defense to really stop the Browns' rushing attack. What do you think they're going to do to the Bills? So this game is heavily going to weigh on Josh Allen, and is he? I think you put them neck and neck. It's going to come down to Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and I have no reason to bet against Mahomes right now. I have zero reason to bet against him. So I think the Chiefs are going to take this game. I don't think it's going to be as a blowout. I think the Bills are still going to give them a run for their money, but you're going to see the Chiefs come out on top with this one. They have better scheme fit. They have a better executed offense. They get to do what they want, and right now they have a better defense than the Bills do right now.
I don't necessarily agree with you saying that the Chiefs shut down the Browns.
For like the beginning part of the game, and that's what they had to do.
Yeah.
I just think that the Browns got off script to where they weren't able to showcase it more and more and more and more. Because I bet you if this was a nip and tuck game and they didn't get down so big so fast, I think they would have ran over the Chiefs defense a little bit more because Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both averaged over 5 yards a pop. And
right.
That's good. That's good.
Right.
That's good.
But you only had three. You only had 3 possessions in the first half. Is what I'm saying is they neutralized them in that first half, and that's what decided a lot of things moving forward for the
right.
For the Browns.
It's all about game script.
Yes.
Game script. Why don't they run the ball more? Why don't they pass the ball more? Well, maybe they're not passing the ball because they're up so big, or maybe they're not running because they're down so big.
Right. I'm just saying they neutralized them in the first half, and they got to do what they wanted to do in the first half. And when it comes to the Bills, they already don't have a running game right now. They don't have a rushing attack,
and they can't stop the run. So
exactly.
On the when they played, now I don't know if Clyde Edwards-Helaire he's gonna play, but let me bring up the stats real quick. So okay, check it out. So the Chiefs ran for 245 yards when they played this year. The Bills ran for 84. The leading rusher, 42 of those yards was Josh Allen. You can't keep winning that way.
Yes.
You can't keep winning where you need some sort of run game. Because when you're up, you need to chew clock. You need to chew clock. Everything can be on Josh Allen. It can be just on your quarterback. Just pass. The Bills are playing with fire, and we'll see. We'll see. They're gonna play the Chiefs, and yeah. Who you got?
Chiefs? I got the Chiefs.
Okay.
I have no reason to bet against.
I got the Bills.
I think the Bills are good enough, but the Chiefs are to be the best. You got to beat the best.
Yeah.
In my eyes, right now.
Yeah.
So they're in line.
So okay.
I think honestly, you look at these championship weekends. I think it's kind of like who should be there is there.
Right.
It's one of those years like where it's not really like
the Seattle Seahawks playing the Steelers in the freaking Super
it's
Bowl.
all going chalk. It's all going chalk.
Yeah,
all the favorites are winning.
yeah.
All the favorites are winning.
Exactly. Like even with the Bills, they were good all year long. You know, a lot of people want to discredit them, and the Ravens were getting a lot of the limelight and the talk. But the Bills have been coming in. They've been winning games, whether they're gritty, whether they're blowouts, whether they're neck and neck. They win those games. Yeah. And I think this is the one championship weekend where you can honestly say, like, all 4 of these teams deserve to be here.
Yeah, definitely.
So the Bills had 3 losses. The only losses that they had was one of them was against the Chiefs. The other one was against the Titans. But that was that whole COVID, you know, they played the Titans. Remember how like the Titans were off, and then the Bills didn't know they were playing the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the other one was against the Cardinals. It was that fluky ass.
Oh, I won that bet.
That fluky ass. So if you think about it, the only loss they have this year, like real loss, was against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's enough NFL talk. You know, NFL season is almost over. We only got 1, 2, 3 more games for the TSR show. But y'all wanted to talk about some NBA talk. right?
I was more asking the questions. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just ask it plain and simple. And it's kind of like towards Ant. How did you feel about the whole situation that went down with James Harden? He's now a net. He's playing with KD. He's playing with Kyrie. So let's first start off with Harden, because I know that can sprout into a lot of other talks with like Kyrie and all that. But let's just simply talk about Harden right now.
All right.
What are your thoughts about it, and how do you feel about the whole how it went down?
I've spoken about this before. What did I say? I think I said it's a contract. You need to fulfill your contract.
Right.
You do something, you need to fulfill it. This guy came back and said, but he gave me 40. He still gives you 40. And then it stopped. And then he started playing like crap. And he just didn't look like he cared. Then he goes out there, and you could tell his agent probably really talked to him and said, hey, if you really want to push this trade, you got to diss on your teammates. You got to tell them, we're not clicking. And then he goes out and disrespect. We're just not clicking. This isn't a team. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever he said. Boogie Cousins comes out and says, that's messed up. He's not buying into it. They tell him not to show up to practice. He shouldn't. I think it's a shame that these NBA players do this. It's ridiculous already. I think it's dumb. I think they're spoiled little brats. I think people like Kyrie, James Harden, and I heard they started rattling off all the people in his teams. Everybody they got for him. Did they not get everybody for him, guys? They got everybody for him. They bent over backwards to make that franchise for him. But the minute it didn't go his way, he wants out. I think it's BS. I think it's a bunch of crap. I think the way he forced his way out was stupid. I think what they got back wasn't bad,
right,
as far as the trade. But I think it's just another superstar going to a franchise, not going his way. He wants out.
And
you know what's sad? He mentioned it. And this is, I always give him the credit that he's due. LeBron plays out all of his contracts, guys. He's never forced a trade. He's never asked for a trade. He plays, goes on free agency.
But you don't like LeBron.
But I don't like him. I don't. And that's what I'm saying. Why do I bang on LeBron so much when I should be hitting these other guys that are forcing trades, trying to get out of their situations? Right. You signed a contract. What did you sign it for then? And then here's the thing. We've talked about this too. Well, the owners could trade us and send us where they
Devil's
want.
advocate. That's what I was going to bring up.
So the owners want to do this and they could just ship us out. No. That's their right as an owner to do that. You're signing a contract and an agreement to say, hey, I play with you. If you're good enough, you could get a no-trade clause. You could get a no-trade clause, and if you want to, put a freaking no-trade clause in there. But if you don't, then tough luck. Deal with what you got to do, bro.
Right. Smurf, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so let me set the stage.
Let's go, baby.
So
dude,
there's two aspects to this. There's the trade, him wanting out of Houston, and then the outlook on the Nets and how he's going to do with the Nets. So I'll address that last. Okay, so Harden, this is where he lost me. Where he said James Harden says after the bubble, he reevaluated the Rockets organization from top to bottom. I felt like we didn't have a chance. At this point in his career, James said winning a title was the most important to him, which prompted, him going to Brooklyn, or basically him wanting out. It's a tough one because whenever I think of something, I think of what could go against that counter. And so if I was to say, you sign a contract. Oh, well, owners get rid of players X, Y, and Z. Harden looks so damn foolish when he says what he said. He looks soft because it's like you're wanting to go jump on the bandwagon because you're not tough enough. You're not tough enough to stick it out. Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying? Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I talk hella shit about Giannis, but when Giannis re-signed, now he hasn't requested a trade, But when Giannis re-signed, it was one of those, is he getting the bag or is he really loyal to the Bucks? We don't know. We'll see. I might take this back when 2-3 years later from now we hear, oh, he wants out. But it's these players that are dedicated, down for whatever. And like I said, they're here for the grind. And James Harden, they got you everything. They got you players. They got you shooters. Your coach left. Your GM left. The guy that brought you in left. So in comes a new owner. In comes a new coach. And you ain't feeling it. You take a look at your team and it's like, all right, we can't win. I know that. I know that you can't win. We all see it. Let's keep it real. He sees it. But are you willing to tough it out? You signed that contract. That's what I come down to. You signed that contract. You need to honor that contract, especially when they cater to you. What is it about these Houston athletes that want to get traded? Deshaun Watson.
Oh, dude, that's even another one.
Watson,
don't get me started on that
Deshaun Watson.
Don't get me started on
Deshaun Watson, that's different. That's a separate DNA. But that's where James Harden lost me. They catered to you. They did all this for you, and you want it out because your team can't win. But why can't you tough it out? Recruit players. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I don't like this player movement, and I know you're gonna be like, oh, like this is why I say what about KD going to the Warriors? I've always said
free agency different. Free agency. He went through free agency.
Right, but still, I'm not really with the player movement. I said, look, if I'm a team, if I'm another fan of another team, of course I would like it. But it's the Warriors. It's my team. What can I can't fuck the Warriors. I can't be like, nah, I don't like the Warriors. It happened. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I think so. What bothers me about it is it's not like you guys weren't in the playoffs for your whole time you've been there. You know what I mean? It's not like you guys were a shitty team ever since you signed that contract. You guys have been to the playoffs. Almost every year you've been there.
They threatened the Warriors.
Yes, you guys were. But my thing is during that regular season and each season, you were putting up those numbers. We never did. You were regarded at one point as the best player
in the league.
Yeah, in the league. One of the best shooters. Oh, he's really improved on his defense, his passing abilities. And the playoffs come around that year with Dwight Howard. What did he do? Nothing.
Shriveled up.
Then comes back. He plays good. And even with the Chris Paul, they start winning a little bit. And he kind of goes out. Then Russ, I got my buddy back. So it's not like you were on a shitty team. That's what I think that's my biggest pet peeve about it. Or that's what the thing that bothers me the most. It's not like you were on the Kings and now you're requesting a trade because right after you sign a contract or whatever, it's not like you were on a shitty team. You were on a good team. You guys been going to the playoffs. You guys just didn't get the job done. Is that the team's fault? Is that the organization's fault? Maybe. But you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I have fault within that too. I didn't do the best that I could do in order for this team to reach that milestone.
Right.
And now because you see these player movements, or now you want to go with a KD and a Kyrie, you're like, fuck it. He had his mind made up in the offseason, let's be honest. Because you don't just gain all that weight and say, you know what, I evaluated this team, after the bubble. He had his mind made up then. He was like, I want out. Yo, KD is coming back. And it's kind of weird. I want to say he already kind of had this plan last year. But with KD and Kyrie kind of getting hurt, that kind of messed things up a little bit. But he's like, look, I have my mind made up. I gained all this weight. I'm showing. To me, that's a disrespect to your teammates, though, too. You didn't even come in shape.
Yeah.
You didn't even come in shape.
You come in looking like a fat Albert, bro.
Yeah, bro. And now that's disrespect to your guys. And what Boogie Cousins says is, I think, Boogie Cousins, what he said has a lot of weight that goes with him, because he was one of those guys where he was feeling himself. I'm the best. But once his injuries happened, he fell to the bottom. No one's talking about Boogie Cousins like like when he was with Sacramento.
No, nobody does.
And now he's like, dude, I've been there. I'm trying to rebuild my career. I'm trying to revitalize my career. It sucks, man. This ain't forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now you're gonna bag on us, bro, and saying that even John Wall kind of came in and said, dude, we're 6 games in, chill out.
John Wall, yeah.
Yeah, and he just came off an injury.
And he's acting like he's playing with some scrubs. John Wall and Boogie Cousins?
Yeah.
That's decent people, bro.
Exactly.
It's right. Like, these guys are saying, like, you're talking about us like we're scrubs, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
you haven't even played with us yet, really.
You haven't even played with us. You didn't even practice with us when we wanted you to practice.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is, somebody said it perfectly fine, and this is, I'll probably leave it on this, but Kevin Durant went to the Oklahoma Golden State Warriors, right? He played with Steph Curry that didn't mind losing the spotlight. He said, take it. We're going to win championships. We're going to do it. Klay Thompson said, hey, we're a team here. We're a family. Draymond Green, everybody let him be him.
Right.
Then he started running his mouth the last season.
Mm-hmm.
KD starts saying, oh, yeah, you knew he was going to leave. You knew he was getting that. He was feeling himself a little bit.
Right.
Now he goes to Brooklyn. Didn't play last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now he got the head case in Kyrie Irving because that guy's an idiot. That guy's a straight up idiot.
I hope they win the title so they shut you up because you like to analyze these players on character.
And I will because the character, everything in character matters. Head case of the Kyrie Irving. He's already left. He's already done all this stuff. But last thing, now he has to play with James Harden again, and he's a superstar now. Now his ego is going to be there. So good luck with that.
Yeah. So I think they're the best in the East right now. I think they're the best in the East right now. I think they should be the favorites. I think they should be the favorites. I think they should be the favorites in the East. If I recall, you 2-3 weeks ago, you said that the Nets were the biggest threat to the Lakers, right?
They are.
And now they add James Harden.
But now this week has been terrible for them. You got a guy that's out doing nothing on freaking Zoom calls and stuff.
But bro, like I get that. I get that. But
he's a professional athlete. Show up and earn your money. You don't get time off when you're a professional.
What are your thoughts on the Kyrie?
Yeah,
real quick.
On the Kyrie, I think he's weird. I think he's weird.
Right.
But I think he'll be there at the end. At the end, he's gonna be there.
Yeah.
He's gonna be there.
See, and that's kind of one thing that
does that not relate to him dealing with the head case now?
Yeah. Kevin Durant's also the one dealing with him.
Yeah.
Steve Nash. But that, back to James Harden though. I don't like the move. You need to, like, what happened to staying with your team and being loyal to that team? Obviously, he was with OKC, but he got traded, and that's another thing, right? Why ain't y'all loyal? That's the devil's advocate. Why weren't they loyal to him and wanted to pay OKC? So you trade his ass. He's also seen the other side of that. But the team that did love you was the Rockets. Now, I know the guy that traded for you isn't there anymore, and you might have a connection with him, but he's back in Brooklyn with D'Antoni. And when you guys keep saying about, they got good players, they got John Wall, they got, but we know they're not going to
win the ship. We understand that.
Yeah, but we're not saying they're scrubs either. That's what we're saying. Like, you treated those guys in the way you spoke about them, they were scrubs.
Okay. But I don't get him wanting out of it, but I get his we ain't winning nothing. Because players see it.
Okay, so I'm
go
not
ahead.
go ahead. No,
interrupt me again.
Okay. So is this right? Okay.
He did that. I was trying to let you speak.
No, okay, so is this right? So I'm gonna interrupt you. Is it right for you to say, hey, I'm not winning?
I don't know.
So now I want to get traded?
I'm gonna keep going with what I'm saying.
Keep going.
All right. Okay, so with the whole him not knowing, like we see it. It's like for example, When you see the Browns go up against the Chiefs, we know that the Chiefs are winning. We know that the Browns ain't winning. Like, it's one of those things. We know that the Pistons ain't gonna win none. They might be good, but you know what I'm saying? He sees it. What I don't condone is, why do you want out of there? Why do you have to want out of there? You can't grind it out.
There it is. You just said it. Grind it out. Yeah.
You know, it's like Damian Lillard told Paul George, I don't run from the grind. You gotta go X, Y, and Z, but I'm here. I don't run from the grind. What time is it? It's Dame time. You know what I'm saying? But back to what you were saying.
No, you just said it perfectly. Like, why does he not want to grind it out through the rough years? All of a sudden, he finds out that this team's not going to be as good as he wants it to be. Yeah. Now he wants out. That's what I don't like. Because now you were catered to at this franchise, not just catered to. You know what I mean? Like, they did everything they wanted you. I want this guy. I want this. I want this.
Yeah.
You're the variable, bro. You're the reason it didn't work.
Anything else? We could end it off on something. Anything else?
No, just I think they said it all.
Kyrie's there.
You ain't got nothing else?
Yeah.
No, I mean, y'all said it. No, I just
this ain't Twitter, bro. There ain't a character limit.
Yeah. No. I think that's why you've seen a lot of dip in NBA viewership as opposed to like NFL. I did, man. This is my 16th day. Dude, it's so exciting.
What? We got to give him like a
Is your lip
chip?
thin, though? Did your lip get thin? Yeah, mine started getting thin. That's what.
No, my gums were like receding a little bit.
You know how alcoholics, they give them like a little chip or something. We got to give them a chip, but like,
bro,
6 days.
You know, like that week I quit dipping. That was the first week in like 8 years where I really got disgusted by it. Like I cleaned out my mouth once, like after dipping. And it was after work, and I got home and I like rinsed out my mouth and I checked out my teeth, and I was like so grossed out, like how my gums were receding. That was the first time I was grossed out by it. I just threw the fucking can.
Because here when I used to do it, it started getting thin, like my cheek.
Yeah,
I could feel like I go like this, and I could feel like a hole where like I used to put my pouch in.
Yeah, I don't know.
My teeth, I'd feel my teeth just moving. They could like it felt like the more dip, like this next dip I might put in, it might pop this tooth out. You know what I mean? That's where I was like, I don't know. Like I'd brush my teeth and I hear them, you know, like hear them like move them and shit. Scary, yeah, bro. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm done. Now they feel like strong. Like, damn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anything else? Y'all got anything else? Any any funny stories? Anything? But like, if y'all tell a funny story, y'all can't go for 30 minutes. But anything else?
Nah, I haven't.
No parent corner.
Nah,
no.
I don't think.
No.
I got
any events that happened at Capitol Hill with you?
No, nothing happened.
You didn't accept the invite?
No, I got the email though.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I saw you on TV there.
Oh yeah, right, bro.
Yeah. Chilling at Nancy Pelosi's office.
That was crazy, dude. Real talk. I didn't know what to say.
I just remember watching TV going like,
they're all hypocrites, Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah. I just remember watching TV going like, is this real? Like,
it's like I told you today. I said that's why I don't get into politics, because everybody's perception of right or wrong is different.
Right.
Like I can't change. I can't change.
You want to get into that discussion?
I can't change it right or wrong. Nah, we're already like over an hour.
What time is it? What time is it?
Yeah.
It's
anyways, we out of here because we don't want none to cut off.
And Kyrie, get your head checked, bro, because I'm tired of this shit already.
All right.
TSR, baby.
TSR, we out of here.